All right, everybody. We have Coach Cook here. We'll go ahead and start with questions. Someone would like to jump in to start it off?
Yes, I will. Coach, how was Nicklin doing after the match ended for her getting that shot in the face? And did she have to enter concussion protocol at all?
She's doing great. No, she did not. It kind of deflected off to the side, so I've seen way harder hits of that than that in practice this year. So anyway, she's tough, and but yeah, she was good yesterday. We had I just talked to her a little bit yesterday. She was fine.
Good. Have you had a chance to review the film and kind of grade out the passing from Friday and Sunday? And what was kind of the grade out on that 3-point scale? How differently were the grades for those two matches?
It would be like a football team rushing for 100 yards Friday night. We rushed for 300 on Sunday morning. So that would be the difference for giving you guys an example of that. But we also didn't get aced once, so that was really good. I think we got aced 6 or 7 times Friday night. So just a different mindset, and we handled their serves really well.
Kevin Suits?
Overall, John, what did you learn about your team over the past week now that you've had a few days to just kind of decompress from the past weekend?
I think, well, if we play like we've been training, which is what we did Sunday, then we're a pretty good team. Why we've been not hitting on all cylinders is a mystery, but that's what coaches have to do, is figure those things out. And and I think maybe competition brings out the best in this group, and we'll be having a lot of competition coming up here. So, but they're excited to play. They're emotionally, I think they've handled the COVID stuff really well, and so just keep plugging away here and see what happens.
Andrew Ward?
John, I know you've talked about when you guys play Wisconsin in 2019 that you guys need to find that extra level. Was that level on Sunday, or was it close to that?
Well, we'll find out this weekend. We got to go there and play, and but a lot of the stuff we've been working on is try to take it to another level, because Wisconsin's certainly playing at a very high level right now. Their numbers are great, and they're dominating everybody they've played statistically. So it'll be a great test for us, and we'll see where we're at. But this is what we've been working on, is trying to be a better team from last year, and so. When we play these matches, we learn a lot and find out and see if we can pass the test.
Brent Wagner?
With your passing, what player was key for you for improving so much with your passing from Friday to Sunday?
It's a group thing, because if somebody starts struggling, it gets tentative, and it affects everybody. So a passing group, you have to have everybody working together, knowing who's got what ball, having great communication, and when any part of it breaks down, it breaks down everything. So, but they did a great bounce back and Sunday, and that, again, that's how we've been passing in practice. We've been, doing really well, but so it was good to see that. So they know they can do it in match and against a good team and against good servers, and so it's the same servers that were Friday night. So it's just, like I said, it's mindset.
Jacob Padilla?
Obviously, both sides have a lot of talented players, but you've got Lauren Stivrins playing at such an incredibly high level, going up against Dana Retke, who's accomplished so much in her career. What kind of a show is this going to be for volleyball fans, just kind of looking at the middle blocker play in particular?
Yeah, well, those are two of the most elite middle blockers in the country, so that'll be a great matchup. I think they've got some great outside hitters. Wisconsin right now is hitting really high numbers, so it'll be a really big challenge defensively. And last year we had matches where we hit over 300 and lost, and then and then in the regional final, both teams, I mean, we hit 060, they hit over 100, 150 or something like that. So it was a defensive battle. So it'll be interesting to see how this go. And then we also have the fact we're playing back-to-back. So a lot of interesting storylines and things to watch. And I'll be just as curious and interested in observing all this as you guys.
Brent Wagner.
Yeah, with the Big Ten, do you expect this to be another year where the Big Ten champion only has 1 or 2 losses, or do you think with this unique season it could be different for the Big Ten title?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't thought about it, nor have I looked at everybody's schedules. It'll, depend a lot on who's playing who and who doesn't play who, and probably more this year than other years. I also think the playing back-to-back, I think it's harder to beat a team 2 nights in a row, so I think that could factor into it. So, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But so I don't know. I haven't studied enough. I'm just trying to keep our rails on the train tracks.
With Wisconsin, there's a lot about them that's the same as last year. What's different about Wisconsin this year?
They have a couple different players. Duello graduated. They have an outstanding freshman in that spot. And other than that, everybody else is pretty much. Oh, their libero graduated, but they have the other girl who played defensive specialist is their libero now, and they added a couple more back row players. So they're doing the same thing. They're playing a lot of back row players and taking their outside hitters out of the front row, and Recky will get a lot of sets, and Molly Haggerty and this freshman and Grace Loberg. So and then you can't they've got 5 great hitters. Their other middle's really good too. So she's putting up huge numbers, and Hilly is first team All-American setter. So it's a tough challenge, and but they haven't changed much. It's still that core group is. Has been the most successful Big Ten team in the last couple of years here.
Beth Merrigan.
Coach, you talked about how preparing for Samity was different than actually seeing her. Is that true for Retke? And if so, how do you prepare for Retke this week?
I think Retke for us we've seen her enough. Samade is just playing at another level than she has in the past. So. That was what the adjustment was, and you just saw like the last 2 hits she hit in Game 3. I mean, I've never seen anybody in college volleyball hit that sharp, that hard against 2-person block. So she's just playing at another level. Samade coming out of the back row, she hasn't come out of the back row like that. So Recky middles are pretty much. Recky's gonna hit a lot of slides. So. We know it's coming, and we see that, and there's a lot of hitters in the conference that are big physical middles that hit that. So I think we're more used to seeing that. You're not used to seeing somebody 6 rotations coming at you like Samade.
Do a few more questions. Kevin Suits.
John, you're 8 matches into the season so far, and there's still a lot of volleyball left ahead after this weekend. So how do you describe the importance of these 2 upcoming matches at the #1 ranked team in the country?
Well, like I said at the beginning of the year, there's a premium on every point, because normally 8 matches we wouldn't even be through our non-conference yet. So because we're in conference and we don't have a non-conference and there's no RPI, that you got to try to find every win you can, whether it's the #1 team or the 14th team. So it's every match is really important. And do we treat this any different? No. Everybody else does, but we prepare, we do everything the same, and we're trying to find as many wins as we can.
Lincoln Arneal.
Coach, when the poll came out this week, Stanford was not included for the first time since the poll started in '82, meaning Nebraska's been the only team that's been ranked every single edition of the poll. What does that say about the Nebraska program, and do you take pride in the fact that Nebraska has been the only team always ranked?
Well, it's the first I've heard of that. Second of all, it's COVID, and everybody's got challenges with COVID. Stanford obviously has a lot. You know, I know the talent they have. I'm not sure that's a fair assessment, so I don't put much stock into that. But, you know, one thing that we've always prided ourselves on in Nebraska is being consistently good, and that goes to, you know, being a year-round program and developing athletes and you know, playing at a high level all the time. And it's really hard to do and be that successful in anything in life. And so there's great sense of satisfaction that comes from that, you know, knowing that you're good and consistently good over time. It's hard to do.
Last question from Brent Wagner.
With the difference in passing from Friday to Sunday, how much do you attribute that had to your improved play on Sunday? But how big a part did that have in it?
Well, I mean, we hit way better. We ran an offense. Nicklin was way more comfortable. So it's huge. That's why I tell you guys, serve and pass. Can our serving get the other team in passing trouble to create stress? And can we try to keep our setter in a rhythm and in a good spot? So that's why every coach will tell you serve and pass is key, you know, and if you can do both of those at a high level, you have a good chance.
Would Nicklin have started the fourth set on Sunday? If you went to a fourth set?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, guys, thanks.